Good morning, all. In previous lecture, we have seen some examples based on the Percival identity formulae. So let us see the further examples. Find the Fourier transform of fx equal to 1 minus mod x when mod x less than 1 and otherwise it is 0 when mod x greater than 1. And hence deduce that integration from 0 to infinity sin raised to 4t upon t raised to 4 dt equal to answer is given, that is pi by 3. So here first find Fourier transform of this given function, which function is in the form of mod function. So here Fourier transform of fx formula is Fourier of fx equal to fs is equal to minus infinity to infinity e raised to isx fx dx. So put here fx value. So for that the definition we have to use here, that is mod x definition is mod x less than 1 means x is in between minus 1 to 1, and mod x greater than 1 means otherwise, that is uh, except that interval minus 1 to 1. On the all other intervals the mod x fx value is 0, that is this is your minus 1 to 1 mod x less than 1, and rest on the intervals, that is this interval is minus infinity to minus 1 and this interval is 1 to infinity. On this both the intervals the fx value is equal to 0, and this is your meaning of mod x greater than 1. So here fx values has two values, one minus mod x and other is 0. So neglect this 0 value, because if we put fx value 0 in this formula, so we get the integration of 0, that is 0. So only consider the first value. If there is instead of 0, if there is other value is given, that is 1 2 or etc., then the given integration is splitted into three integrations, that is one is from minus infinity to minus 1 fx value is 0, then minus 1 to 1 put fx equal to 1 minus mod x, and from 1 to infinity integration fx value put here again 0. So for these both the intervals the fx value is 0, hence you get the integration as 0. So consider only minus 1 to 1 fx value. So here these limits changes to minus 1 to 1, because fx value is 1 minus mod x when mod x less than 1, that is minus 1 to 1. So replace these limits by minus 1 to 1 e raised to isx as it is, fx value is 1 minus mod x dx. Now again after putting the fx value, the fx is in the form of mod function, and mod function again has the two values, that is mod x equal to minus x and mod x equal to plus x, that is mod x is negative, mod x is positive. Negative value when x is less than 0, that is x is negative, and mod x equal to x when x is positive, that is greater than 0. So in this step we can't put mod x here, so you can take, or first you can simplify this 1 minus mod x equal to 1 minus mod x value is x when x is greater than 0. This is equal to 1 minus mod x is minus x when x less than 0, that is 1 plus x. So 1 minus mod x again has two values, 1 minus x when x greater than 0, 1 plus x when x less than 0. So you can split this integration again in two integrations, that is total interval is minus 1 to 1 and in between there is a number 0. So minus 1 to 0, that is negative value, you can put 1 minus mod x equal to 1 plus x, because x is less than 0 here. And for 0 to 1, that is positive value, x greater than 0, that is 0 to 1 interval or 0 to 1 integration, you can put 1 minus mod x equal to 1 minus x. So minus 1 to 0 e raised to isx 1 plus x dx plus 0 to 1 e raised to isx, for 0 to 1 that is positive value 1 minus x is here. So if we split this, we get minus 1 to 1 integration splitted into two integrations as minus 1 to 0 plus 0 to 1 e raised to I6 e raised to I6 e raised to I6 e raised to I6 as it is, and 1 minus mod x has two values. For positive it is 1 minus x, so these are the positive limits, so 1 minus x dx. And for this negative values, negative interval values, for negative values for x, 1 minus mod x is 1 plus x. And solve this integration by using, this is your u, this is your v, and solve this two integration by using uv rule. This is one way, or you can use in Fourier transform for having integration answer in minimum time. We have to use the even odd concept. So here we are using even odd concept formulae. So minus 1 to 1 e raised to I6 fx value is 1 minus mod x in minus 1 to 1 interval dx. Now split this, use this formula for e raised to I6, that is e raised to I theta is cos theta plus I sin theta. So e raised to I6 is cos sx plus I sin sx. Now again multiply this bracket to this second bracket. Put this bracket as it is, 1 minus mod x into cos term dx plus I into 1 I into, or this bracket into I sin sx, this bracket into I sin sx dx. So now use the even odd concept, in which one of the integration from these two will gives you 0 value. So the second integration is 0 because we know the even odd properties, that is cos term is always even, sin term is always odd. Now we have to check 1 minus mod x is even or odd. So fx is your, consider fx is equal to 1 minus mod x. Then for even function we have to check whether f of minus x equal to fx or not. So first find f of minus x. So 1 minus, replace this x by minus x, and 1 minus mod of negative value is again always positive. So this is 1 minus x. So here as x is positive you can put this x as mod x, because x is always, here x is positive, and you can replace this x by mod x for satisfying the condition f of minus x equal to fx. So here this is your condition, or you can remember as a result that mod function is always even function. So here this is your mod function, so this is your even function, as we have checked here f of minus x equal to fx. In this we replace this x by mod x, just because x is here positive, so you can replace by mod x also. So we get f of minus x equal to fx, that is fx is your even function, that is 1 minus mod x is even function, or you can remember as mod function is always even function. So this is even, this is even, this is even, this is odd, so e into odd, that is plus minus minus, that is odd function, and odd function integration is always 0. So this is this integration is 0, and this is total e into e, that is plus into plus is plus, because you can consider e as plus and o as minus sign. So plus into plus is always plus, so plus so total function we get even function. So for even function the limits are changed, that is 2 times 0 to 1. Minus 1 to 1 gives you 2 times 0 to 1. So 2 times 0 to 1, 1 minus mod x cos sx dx. Now you can replace that mod x by particular value, because here you can't put here mod x value, because mod x has two values for negative and positive. So if you put this mod x value here, so we have to split this integration into two intervals, minus 1 to 0 and 0 to 1. Or you can use the even odd concept. For that, use e raised to I theta formula, that is cos theta plus I sin theta. Separate out these two integrations, and one of the integration will give you 0 value, and rest of the integration we have to solve. So here 1 minus mod x is not a particular integration, because here we are using UV rule for solving this integration. After using the even odd concept, the resultant integration you can solve by the regular method. So this integration you can solve by UV method. So for that, because u derivative tends to 0 at some step, for that particular u value we have to put the mod x value. As the limits are positive values, mod x has two values, minus x and x. When x is less than 0, negative value. When x is positive, x greater than 0, mod x is x. So here positive limits we got, so hence replace this mod x by x, or put this mod x value as x for positive value. So here put mod x equal to x, because the limits are from 0 to 1. So 0 to 1, 1 minus x cos sx dx. Now use the UV rule. So u into v1, 1 minus x as it is, cos x integration by using cos b integration formula, sin b upon derivative of b, sin sx upon derivative of sx by with respect to x is s, minus this type of integration we have studied many times, so just use the UV rule. So u into v1 minus u dash, 1 minus x derivative is 1, derivative 0, minus derivative is minus 1, into v2. In that 1 upon s is constant with respect to x, keep that 1 by s as it is, and sin sx integration is use sin b derivative formula, minus cos b upon derivative of b. So sin sx integration is minus cos sx upon sx derivative is s. So in total we get minus 1 upon s square cos term, minus 1 upon s square cos term. Stop here, because in the next term u double dash v3 term is there. So u double dash means u dash next derivative, so minus 1 derivative next derivative is 0. So we get 0 values at the further terms. So stop here from and put the limits from 0 to 1. So put x equal to 1 and x equal to 0. So here put x equal to 1, 1 minus 1, 0. First term is 0. Put x equal to 1, minus minus minus, that is minus cos s upon s square. And for lower limit, sin 0 is 0. 1 minus 0, that is 1 into sin 0 is 0. 0 upon s is 0. Minus minus minus, and lower limit minus sign. 4 times minus sign means plus sign. We get plus sign, and 1 upon s square as it is, cos 0 is 1. So we get, take this 1 by s square as common, so 2 by s square, 1 minus cos s. So this is your Fourier transform. Now we have to, this is the important example, because in this example there is a hence part is given. So this hence part we have to find by using the Parseval's identity formula, because same type of example we have studied in previous first point, that is Fourier transform point, and in that point we used inverse formula to find the hence part. So what is that hint, that how to use the Parseval identity, or how to know that this example or this hence part is solved by the Parseval identity or by the inverse formula. So just we have to check in rough, that is to do some calculation. By doing some calculation we can easily get that this example is of Parseval identity or inverse formula. So in hence part, sin raised to 4t upon t raised to 4 term is given. So here why we are using here Parseval identity, because as from first video I am saying that for hence part we have to use the inverse formula, but here in this example for hence part proving we are using Parseval identity, because if we use the inverse formula is fx equal to 1 upon 2 pi integration from minus infinity to infinity fs e raised to minus isx ds. Put this fs value here. So 1 upon 2 pi integration from minus infinity to infinity 2 into 1 minus cos s upon s square e raised to minus isx ds. Now in hence part there is a sine term and we got the cos term here. So we have to replace this cos term into, or we have to convert this cos term into sine term. So by using the formulae. So here 1 minus cos x as the direct formula 2 sine square x by 2. This is your half angle formula. We are converting from double angle formula. 1 minus cos 2x is 2 sine square x. So 1 minus cos x is 2 sine square x by 2. So this is your half angle formula. So 1 minus cos s is 2 sine square s by 2. This 2 get cancelled. 1 by pi minus infinity infinity. 1 minus cos s is 2 sine square s by 2 upon s square e raised to minus isx ds. Now in hence part we are usually not evaluating this integration by using the regular method. Just putting some value we get the hence part. In hence part integration we are not solving the integration. We put some substitution or using the substitution method we got the hence part. So here if we put x equal to 0, because in hence part we want only sine term. So if you put here x equal to 0, so e raised to minus 0 is e raised to minus 0 is 1. So this is cancelled and we get this sine term. But in hence part we want sine raised to 4 power and again t raised to 4. And we can't get the sine raised to 4 and sine raised to 4. This integration is in variable s and this is in t. If we replace this sine square t by 2 upon t raised to 4. So here we can't get this sine raised to 4 term upon t raised to 4 by using the inverse formula. Hence we have to use Parseval identity. So this type of rough calculation we have to do so that you can fix the formula whether we have to use the Parseval identity or inverse formula. So in this example we have to use the Parseval identity formula, because using inverse formula of Fourier transform we can't get the hence part function, that is sine raised to 4 upon t raised to 4. So use the Parseval identity. So which formula we have to use? As in first half part we find the Fourier transform, so use the Parseval identity for Fourier transform. The Fourier transform Parseval identity formula is 1 by 2 pi minus infinity to infinity mod f s square ds is equal to minus infinity to infinity mod f x square dx. Put here fs value 2 by s square 1 minus cos s bracket square. Now you can see that by using Parseval identity repeated formula, if we take this square of this term 1 minus cos s is put 2 sine square s by 2 half angle formula, and after squaring we get sine raised to 4 term and upon t raised to 4 or s raised to 4 term. Hence we use here Parseval identity repeated formula for Fourier transform. So put fs value here 2 1 minus cos s upon s, neglect this mod function, so take the bracket square, is equal to minus infinity to infinity fx value is 1 minus mod x, again mod function bracket square. Now squaring term is always positive, so neglect this mod function. So mod square means as there is a square term, as there are two terms which are in squares and squaring is always positive, hence neglect this mod function. Always positive, hence neglect mod function. So take 1 minus mod x, again 1 minus mod x is because fx value is 1 minus mod x when minus 1 to 1. Hence we have to change this limits from minus infinity to minus 1 to 1. So minus 1 to 1 1 minus mod x. In minus 1 to 1 fx value is 1 minus mod x. and then its square dx. So simplify this left side. So squaring this term, 4 1 minus cos x bracket square upon s square, its square is s raised to 4. Then this 4 by 2 is 2, 2 by pi minus infinity infinity. 1 minus cos s formula is half angle formula, 2 sin square s by 2, as we have seen in this formula. 2 sin square x by 2 means 2 sin square s by 2, half angle formula. So again square this, 4 sin raised to 4 s by 2 upon s raised to 4. Take this 4 outside, 8 by pi integration sin raised to 4 s by 2 upon s raised to 4 ds is equal to, now we can't put here mod x is equal to, because mod x has two values, x and minus x, when x is positive and x less than 0, that is x negative. So you can split this limit minus 1 to 1 to as minus 1 to 0 plus 0 to 1, and in minus 1 to 0 put mod x equal to x, that is 1 minus x, and in 0 to 1 in minus 1 to 0 put mod x is equal to minus x, so it will be 1 plus x, 1 minus minus x, that is 1 plus x, and for 0 to 1 put 1 minus mod x as 0 to 1 put mod x equal to x, that is 1 minus x bracket square, and solve this two integration. And for minimum calculation use the even odd concept. So as squaring term is always positive and mod function is even function, or you can say that square function is again even function, mod function is even function, squaring function is even function, cos terms is always even function, sine term is always odd function. So these are some properties in even odd concept. So squaring term is always even function, so this is even function, so convert these limits as 2 times 0 to 1, 1 minus mod x square dx. Now you can put mod x as x, because limits are positive, and for positive value mod x value is x, so 1 minus x bracket square, 2 times 0 to 1. So 2 times, as in both the integration, the left side integration is your required integration because it contains sine term. So solve this right side integration by regular method. So using b square formula is b cube upon derivative of b. So b is your this bracket. So b cube, that is 1 minus x cube upon derivative of b. Derivative of b is 1 derivative 0 minus x derivative is minus 1. So here b cube upon 3 into derivative of b. This is your formula. B cube upon 3 into derivative of b is minus x derivative is minus 1. 1 derivative is 0. Put the limits. Take this minus 3 outside. So minus 2 by 3. Put x equal to 1. Upper limit 1 minus 1 0 and 4 lower limit. 1 minus 0 cube. That is 1 cube. That is lower limit minus sign. And this is 1. Simplify. We get 2 by 3. Now compare the hence part. 0 to infinity sin raised to 4 upon t raised to 4. 0 to infinity sin raised to 4t upon t raised to 4 dt. This is your required hence part. So simplify by seeing this hence part. So here now again the limits are from 0 to infinity, and we got from minus infinity to infinity. So change the limits by using the even odd concept. So this function is your even function because this is your squaring term, squaring of sine square upon s square, its square. So this is your squaring term, hence this is even function. So for even function the limits change to 2 times 0 to infinity. So we get the hence part limits. So again this is 16 by pi 0 to infinity sin raised to 4 s by 2 upon s raised to 4 ds is equal to 2 by 3. Take this 16 by on RHS, so we get this integration is equal to pi by 24. Now in this hence part there is a sin raised to 4 variable, single variable we want here in hence part. So here sin raised to 4 variable upon 2. So we have to use the substitution as s by 2 equal to t. So put substitution s by 2 equal to t. Take the derivative on both sides. So s equal to 2t. So take the derivative, s derivative is ds 2 t derivatives dt. So convert this whole integration in the form of t variable. So the limits are, if s equal to 0, t is 0. If s equal to infinity, t is infinity. So 0 to infinity sin raised to 4t upon s raised to 4 is 2t raised to 4, that is 2 raised to 4, 16 t raised to 4. So 16 t raised to 4, ds value is again 2 dt. So this is your integration. Simplify this. So 0 to infinity sin raised to 4t dt upon t raised to 4, and this is 2 upon 2 raised to 4, take on RHS. So we get pi by 24 into 2 cube, that is pi by 3. So here in this example, we find this Fourier transform by using Fourier transform formula, and for hence part we use the Parseval identity, not the inverse formula, because in inverse formula, if we use the inverse formula, we can't get the sin raised to 4 upon t raised to 4 term, because in hence part we are not solving the integration, just putting some substitution, we get the hence part. Hence here inverse formula is not working, so we use the Parseval identity formula. Next is, if fx equal to 1 and 0 for mod x less than a, mod x greater than a, and fs is also given 2 sin as upon s, and then prove that this integration is equal to pi by 2. So here both the values are given, that is fx and fs. So you can use the Parseval identity formula to prove this integration. It is easy one. So Parseval identity is as in prove that integration, the squaring terms are given, hence we are using Parseval identity repeated formula for Fourier transform. So this is your repeated Parseval identity Fourier transform formula. So 1 by 2 pi minus infinity infinity mod fs square ds is equal to minus infinity infinity mod fx square dx. In this example, both the values are given, fx value and fs value, hence we are using Parseval identity. And which formula we have to use, because in Parseval identity of Fourier transform there are two formulae for non-repeated terms and repeated terms. So here in prove that answer, in integration the function is squaring term, hence we are using repeated Parseval identity formula. Put fs value and fx value here. So fs value is 2 sin as upon s mod square ds is equal to fx value is 1 for mod x less than a, that is x is in between minus a to a, the fx is 1, and for mod x greater than a, it is 0. So neglect this value 0, consider this first condition. So minus a to a, fx value is 1. So replace this limits as minus a to a, fx value is 1, so mod 1 is again 1 square dx. Simplify this integration, so dx integration is x from minus a to a. Put the limits a minus lower limit is again minus a, that is a plus a, that is 2a. Simplify the left side, 1 upon 2a minus infinity infinity, square this term, 4 sin square as upon a square, neglect this mod function, d is equal to 2a. So keep this integration on left side and other terms on RHS. So minus infinity infinity sin square as upon s square ds is equal to 2a, 4 by 2 pi on right side as 2 by upon 4. So it will be pi up 4 pi a upon 4, that is pi a. Now compare the prove that answer. So in this the limits are from 0 to infinity, and we got here minus infinity infinity. So change these limits from minus infinity infinity to 2 times 0 to infinity by using even odd concept. As this is the squaring term, so this is your even function. So for even function the limits change to minus infinity infinity to 2 times 0 to infinity. Now take this to on RHS, we get the required answer. So in this example we use the Parseval identity because fx and fs both the values are given, and in example or in prove that integration the squaring term is given, so use the Parseval identity repeated Fourier transform formula. Some miscellaneous examples are there, and many examples in miscellaneous examples are repeated, which we have studied in previous lectures. So just see the examples, or you can take as a assignment. So using Fourier sine integral for fx equal to e raised to minus ax when a greater than 0, show that this integration is equal to pi by 2 e raised to minus ax. So this example you can take as a assignment. This is a straightforward example, that is Fourier sine integral formula we have to use. So the Fourier sine integral formula is fx equal to 0 to infinity b lambda sine lambda x d lambda, where b lambda equal to 2 by pi 0 to infinity fx sine lambda x dx. So first find b lambda value by putting fx value. Fx is e raised to minus ax. So solve this integration e raised to minus ax into sine lambda x by using e raised to ax into sine bx dx. This type of example we have seen in previous lecture. So see these examples and solve this example. So using this formula, solve this, we get the value of b lambda. Put this b lambda in this example, we get the fx value. Now check the show that answer or show that integration. In that, lambda sine lambda x d lambda upon lambda square plus a square only we want. So take this 2 by pi on left side, we get pi by 2 fx. Put this fx value e raised to minus ax here, we get the required integration. Now see the next example. Find the Fourier transform of e raised to minus x square by 2. This example is again repeated because we have studied the Fourier transform of e raised to minus a square x square. And in that example, I have told you that there is some adjustment which is same for all the examples or all the functions, like e raised to minus squaring term. So here same adjustment we have to use here. So take this as assignment. So e raised to minus x square by 2. So Fourier transform formula is this: e raised to isx fx dx. Put the value of fx e raised to minus x square by 2. This is your fx value. Take as a fx equal to e raised to minus x square by 2. Now merge these two terms, e raised to minus x square by 2 plus isx. Take the minus half outside because x square, because in further steps we use the e raised to minus t square dt formula. This is your again formula, you can remember. Same formula we have used for this example, e raised to minus a square x square Fourier transform. So take this minus, we want e raised to minus variable square. So here minus half is coefficient, so take outside. So we get x square minus, as 1 by 2 is minus 1 by 2 is taken outside. So this is will be minus sign 2 times isx. So now we want variable square. So this we want squaring term. The power term should be squaring term, e raised to minus variable square. So as minus sign we got here, but squaring terms we want. So hence convert this bracket as a square term. So take this x square square root as x, and then dividing by 2. This is your rule for having squaring term. Dividing by 2 to x coefficient. So minus 2 is upon 2, that is minus is bracket square. Then simplify this square term in rough, x square minus 2 is plus I square s square, that is x square minus 2 is, I square value is minus 1 minus s square. So this we get, but in this we want only two terms. In original example, original equation, x square minus 2 isx there, isx. So x square minus 2 isx, x square minus 2 isx is matched. Only minus s square is extra. So simplify this, or plus I square s square is extra. So adjust this by taking minus I square s square. This is your squaring method. Then split out this two terms as e raised to minus half this bracket square into e raised to minus half into minus I square s square, that is this will be plus and I square value is minus, so minus s square by 2. So e raised to minus half this bracket square. This is your constant term. Same steps are going on, which are we used in previous example, that is Fourier transform of e raised to minus a square s square. So take this as a assignment. Then simplifying, taking this constant outside, we get this integration, and now put because we want e raised to minus t square, e raised to minus squaring term. Hence we put 1 by root 2 x minus I is equal to t, so that we get here in power e raised to minus t square. If we take this squaring on both sides, so t square equal to x minus I square upon 2. So this we will get. So take 1 by root 2 x minus I is equal to t and use the substitution. These are the limits for x. Put x equal to minus infinity, t is minus infinity, x equal to infinity, t is infinity. So limits are not changed. E raised to minus s square by 2 minus infinity infinity e raised to minus t square. Dx value is, take the derivative on both sides. So 1 by root 2 as it is, x derivative is dx minus I is constant with respect to x. So derivative is 0, t derivative is dt. Put dx value as dt upon root 2 into dt. Take this root 2 outside, e raised to minus s square by 2, and this value is your root pi. So we get this answer. So this is the repeated example. Take as a assignment. Now next is find the Fourier transform of fx equal to a minus mod x less than a and otherwise 0 when mod x greater than a. Show that integration from 0 to infinity sin square t upon t square dt equal to pi by 2. Same example here. 1 minus mod x, here a minus mod x, Fourier transform, and show that is in hence part. In this example we asked raised to 4 term, hence we use the Parseval identity. Now just check in show that or in hence part we have asked the squaring term. So which formula we have to use, let us check. So first find Fourier transform by previous example. So Fourier transform of fx equal to minus infinity e raised to isx fx dx. Fx value is a minus mod x. Neglect this 0 value. Mod x is less than a means minus a to a. X is in between. Its meaning is minus a to a. So put minus a minus mod x from minus a to a. So fx is equal to a minus mod x from condition minus a to a. So change this limits as minus a to a minus mod x, and use the even odd concept. For even odd concept, put this e raised to I sx as cos sx plus I sin sx by using e raised to I theta formula. E raised to I theta is cos theta plus I sin theta. Use this formula to have the even odd concept. So this is the even value, this is odd value, and mod function is always even function. So this bracket into cos term, separate out this integration, minus a to a cos term into this bracket dx plus I sin x is into this bracket from minus a to a. Now odd into even is odd, minus plus is minus, so this integration will be 0, and this even into even is total even into even, that is plus into plus is plus, that is even. So this limits change to 2 times 0 to a cos x a minus mod x dx. Now you can replace this mod x by x for positive value, because 0 to a limits we got the positive limits, hence mod x, put mod x equal to x. Without simplifying this mod we can't use the UV rule. So mod x equal to x for positive value. Neglect this value because this minus x value is for negative value and the total limits are for positive values, hence use mod x equal to x only. Cos sx into a minus x, so use the UV rule and solve the and put the limits x equal to a and x equal to 0, we get this integration. Take this as a assignment for Fourier transform. Then in show that or in hence part we get this squaring term. So if we use the Parseval identity, what we get? So Parseval identity for Fourier transform. So Fourier transform for Parseval identity is 1 upon 2 pi integration from minus to infinity mod fs square ds is equal to minus infinity mod fx square dx. This is your Parseval identity. Now put the values. Fs value is 1 upon 2 pi minus infinity. Fs is 2 by s square 1 minus cos as bracket square or mod square is equal to minus infinity. Fx value is a minus mod x dx and fx is from minus 1 to 1. This is given. Now as mod function is even, so the right side is 2 times 0 to 1 a minus mod x dx. So 2 times 0 to 1, replace this mod by x only because mod x is positive for positive value. So the limits are positive, so put only x, mod x equal to x, not consider the mod x equal to minus x because the minus x value is for negative value. Total integration limits are positive, so put mod x equal to x only and solve this integration. For some left side limit, again squaring the terms, 2 up 4 upon s raised to 4 1 minus cos as square. Now in hence part we want the sine term, so use the double angle formula for half angle formula. So 1 minus cos as is as 1 minus cos x is 2 sine square x by 2. So this is, neglect this 1 by 2 and 4 by sine raised to 4, 2 sine square x is your as by 2, its square. So we get, after simplification we get sine raised to 4 term upon s raised to 4 in hence part. But we don't want this sine raised to 4 upon s raised to 4, hence we can't use here Parseval identity, not Parseval identity formula, because if we use the in roughly if we do the calculation, then for Parseval identity we get the sine raised to 4 term upon raised to 4 term. So this term we can't have because we don't want this term, because in hence part only square term is given, hence we can't use the Parseval identity. So use the regular method, that is inverse Fourier transform formula. So inverse Fourier transform formula is this: fx equal to 1 by 2 pi integration from minus infinity infinity fs e raised to minus isx ds. Put the fs value 2 1 minus cos as upon s square e raised to minus isx dx. Simplify this, then 1 minus cos as is 2 sine square as by 2. Use the half angle formula e raised to minus isx dx. Now compare the hence part, it contains sine square t upon t square. So the limits are from 0 to infinity, we get here minus infinity infinity. So for changing these limits to 0 to infinity, use the inverse odd concept. Or before that, here we got the e raised to term, that is exponential function, and in hence part the exponential function is absent. So use the substitution, that is put x equal to 0. In hence part we are not solving the integration usually. We use the some substitution and we get the hence part. So here put x equal to 0, we get put x equal to 0, so left side is f of 0 equal to, f of 0 is as fx is your a minus mod x, f0 is a minus mod 0, that is a, mod 0 value is 0. So a equal to 2 by pi minus infinity infinity 2 upon pi. So by simplifying, sine square as by 2 upon s square, x is 0, so e raised to minus 0 is 1, so ds. So here we get, you can see separately that the Fourier inverse formula is fx equal to 1 by 2 pi minus infinity infinity fs e raised to minus isx ds. Put fs value 1 minus cos 2 by s square 1 minus cos as, rest of the terms as it is. 2 get cancelled, 1 by pi integration as it is. Then in hence part we want sine terms, so replace this 1 minus cos as by using half angle formula 2 sine square as by 2, that is 1 minus cos x is 2 sine square x by 2, so 1 minus cos as is 2 sine square as by 2 upon s square as it is, e raised to minus I s as it is. Now in hence part take this 2 outside, 2 by pi, and rest of the integration as it is. Now in hence part we don't want the e raised to term, so put x equal to 0 here using this substitution. So left side is fx, so put x equal to 0, that is f0, and f0 is your a, because fx is your a minus mod x, so f0 is a minus mod 0, that is a. So a equal to 2 by pi integration from minus infinity to infinity sine square as by 2 s square ds, e raised to minus, after putting x equal to 0, e raised to minus 0 is 1, so we get this integration. Now in hence part we want sine square t, we want sine square t, that is sine square only variable we want here. So here variable is s, so if we get the sine square s then it is okay, but we can't get the sine square s, that is sine square variable we can't get here, hence we have to replace this as by 2 by only variable, so put as by 2 equal to t as a substitution method. So from this s equal to 2t by a, so ds equal to 2 by a as it is, t ds is equal to 2 by a, which is constant as it is, and t derivative is dt. So take this 2 by pi on left side, so pi by 2a is equal to integration as it is. Change the limits, put s equal to minus infinity, t is minus infinity, put s equal to infinity, t is infinity, so t limits are minus infinity infinity sine square, this value is t upon s square is its square, 4t square upon a square, 4t square upon a square, and ds value is 2 by a dt, 2 by a dt. Simplifying, sine square t upon t square, 4 by a square on numerator, it is a square by 4, this 2 by a as it is, and take this 2 by and a square by 4 on left side, we get pi by 2a as it is, 2 by on left side it is a by 2, a square by 4 it is 4 by a square, simplifying we get pi by 2. And now again the limits are from, we want the limits in hence part as 0 to infinity, and we got here minus infinity to infinity, so use the even out concept, as this is squaring term, so it is even function. So for even function the limits change to 2 times 0 to infinity, so 2 times 0 to infinity sine square t by t square dt. Take this 2 on left side, here the only remaining value is pi, so pi upon 2, so this is your hence part answer. So write this hence part answer. So here in this example we solve the Fourier transform of this function by using even out concept, and to have the show that answer, that is hence part answer, here Parseval identity formula is not working, because in roughly we are doing the calculation that roughly the in Parseval identity formula we after using this Parseval identity formula we get the sin raised to 4 upon t raised to 4, in roughly we have seen that. So but in hence part we want only squaring term, not raised to 4 upon s raised to 4 term, so hence here Parseval identity is not work, so use the inverse transform formula, inverse Fourier transform formula. And for inverse Fourier transform formula we put the only x equal to 0 and double angle formula, we use the double angle formula and substitution method, as by 2 equal to t, for having the hence part answer or hence part function. Thank you.